and nti yenka mo bia nti ase this season UEFA Champions League no nyema ekoye de ma wo mu a o ka ho ansem oyibo boten enebehi wo hwehwe no nyina no wo se class mienu na wo Ghana kotoko ene ne aka wo se Fabros the greatest oyibo boten ne message odi abano no Malam Iniesta on Facebook waso agibre ever show no from Efigase Asokori Zongo inside Malam Iniesta Enterprise was even Kotoko bigger than Barcelona ne message odi abano no Simba Madridista on Facebook monitor show no from Kuna Ayata Kona enano pay J Christopher or say Oyrepa mu ye ni nyina mama me dey no aye street with the sports our day mayen e da say Kwame Adumako ajebre show no live ewo Ashtown or say what Manchester United say nwumre wo mo ebehye Atletico Madrid eno ene ne wode atudwa Crespo ewo fufo or so agidi ye say ATM Atletico Madrid and the best omo so be adwuma no Dombozi at the ne de aba from UAE or some more fire Kwame Japan ever show no from South Africa so Chelsea all the way and Abu Ibrahim on also HI na anopay so agidi so we show live from Lemu Sene West District oboy abaso pa na enyama enkosu ya we ene aba live on Oripa Radio on Oripa Sports yebeba ne abehwe de no so ebaso na yaba abetua so o say John ever show no from Canada anapay eho no say ever show no efre ana ne Samuel ana ne maka wo de enti no yenko obedience so Pedro wo de na sai abaha Stephen Lely ever show no from Dubai Abu Dhabi o say ogiri ye say enyeme koye Paris passports muntuja no emfa emayen de no so kan wa ha eno no o say John yenya baako Junior Pop Skinny akokare boys abre parliament o so ogiri ye say the Darling Club Manchester United ebedi nkunim wo ATM so by 3-1 de no so ede aba anopay eno no ya mesremo monya ne baako monya ne baako Junior Pop Skinny hwede toto asumi ensa dey Che Peter show no from Italy was Chelsea best performance enra oboma baso ye pa wochia nepa Bismarck ne dia won so ede aba eno no Isaac Afrani Okese chia enne anopay pakoso estate o say momodwa no na enyema nyina enkoso ye emfa emayen enna enei Aviset ono so gidi se on passports we biem e Twifu Praso hospital na o mutie ye pa ntino anopay yebechia na Ebenezer Fosu on so Chelsea all the way enna JK ono so show no enne anopay posini adro Ghana fo nyina de stamp na nya tim so wi achinye ne ho opo wumpo giso nya bi ekosi fie wa nya bia posini kwadu fie a wotime chew eno nti anopay tutumrika so ho nkwama ne beye den na yade emeye no fe ye kanesa na wagye atum se eneyi bomoden so benya bisan se honam nyina ye ogofe wobu nsanyema nkoyi a posini adro Dr. Sharp Imbus ono ene de baye tutumrika ko hospital square junction Dankes Popel na afei nyama enkoso yie emfa emma ehonmo eba na yapa abehwe sede nyama AC ekoso ewo live on Oripa 100.7 na se ohwemudi a messages no edoso na ni nyina no yeba na yabaye ho adwuma ede amount enne anopay ebra ya tena se ewo ahanom no ntino yebeba na yede de aka no etimi atoato aso ede amamo Roman Father na dro Ghana force ampa enisa so Ajime Heba Mr. Ajime Heba Mr. Baby ye bia no tutumrika kopa bi na afei entu ahontutu na se spinal cord no etwon won say po cha Roman Father dry to ndin Ajime Heba Mr. 0243 1159 48 it's my kitchen restaurant anopay ediana no aye krado ene ye ukwada ide ato uto pizza near the drinks egu animfa free on Thursday na afei ama banku ene tilapia otobako near the bako ato so ewo it's my kitchen restaurant obomoden afei breakfast no banku ene tilapia 0248865046 ike heba kan Ghana hanyina no ayeresa ne fie no parody bam healthcare ointment omo ene de eba ya ebo adwuma ye pa akra no wontimi enante ne kasa enye cerebral palsy no faniko na afei woman ntin sini da dem pressure no Dr. Dechomose bra ne mfa paro ne bam no nya adwuma no emfa ema 0243 035898 na chese de mede magibo akwa no aye tabia takum wonya wo jensen black pepper turmeric na de fry ya ipa cho boy adwuma yie pa wonso mode heba mixture ne baye no yenim de timi ye na tabia zenike no nso ebo adwuma tabia takum yi de be me nom no ba enom asofo enom na musumi fo nso enom mam ho nkomo no eba so na mudi agro mpamu a motede atimi aginem ache yie pa 0243 686861 na chese ni nyina no aye kama ewo honom yibo akaba
ye no atino
boko de
adum na oso e
ami adum kakra
kujo fiano ne ga kafo na akofa asem ba
to you know presidential cup no
yeah
asemo supporters no ebonyo so menim say ebre no what tie team wa wo do so to from den no mo problem ne den
medidi hu nkomo from enu anwume nyina medidi nkomo from all angles and omo interest ewo the presidential cup nim nti ye ba fia meshe nkomo ni bia medi and reason why akofa that presidential cup no e dey about on 4th March. Who said that weekend is league games so
okay
as yet here you can say the stance of the FA because you ever such a game just say postpone league games ever born that weekend no by the stance of the FA nature say omunye ready some be postpone league games ever born that weekend no interesting if so then Kotokone has ebenya outstanding games outstanding games no eso mo born on Wednesday so what them say so mo born on Wednesday say 4th ne Friday
yes
5th Saturday and a 6th Sunday and a 7th Monday so what them say into omo born 4th on the 9th of March because Kotokone has a more league that weekend other games there because so but Kotokone has there ombenya outstanding game no makwa it will depend on Kotokone has how they will arrange their games you know a lot of issues around it and Clementino I say obi aboa no achechiru se gu achi no power sum
na asem no wono
uye J masa mu mempema mu bibima na akofa nsem bebre abanti na waka wano atum
yes
yen Europe kakra bi good eno ayekọ Champions League na ansa na ayekọ Champions League ne yedidi Champions League ne ho nkomo wa ha asane ye kwa Champions League enu enwumre bo 8 pepe enwumre no na games ne de hyehyɛ so ye di Leo ne Chelsea hu nkomo na Tino meka che o se ekwan ya Chelsea fo nam so ene kwan Leo fo nam no omo nyina omo nam kwan ba so even though omo bo in one competition
yes
UEFA Champions League I say nipa mienu ne yesi ye konkan ba ko do so be fa road ba ko so be fa flight say what dem chana say based on here in Ebeka say oh the otafa flight ni de ni sika sam ye na bia de otena bus ni mu de ida so mbe so be say sika bebia na ni sika sam wo fom say what dem chana say club e friend say Lille omo manage omo kakrawa omo wo and omo system omo do run omo club no e different from the omo de Chelsea team no it's no ye kan Lille ne Chelsea game no menim so any opportunity to game ni bia o baby ompe ball he this is Liverpool ya ka game no wase na meka che o say omo de omo be use platform we e de aton mu players a kire wiase ena me ball Jonathan David
yes
the Canadian international ena me ball Sven Botman the Dutch international by every enra game no there was Renato Sanchez on the obi wiase nyina nim the dada because of what he has done with the Portuguese national team. Who will play when Portugal the European Championship in 2016. It do games were Banu be changing games in the Ama Portugal. These are some of the talents club e friend say Lille. Omudo omo ball. Na Clementino me no one who say players no. Who say the following season na clubs like I said this car kwakotom. It's Chelsea as a football club. One of the greatest players in Chelsea football history. Eden Hazard. Lille. Lille na Chelsea go for Hazard free. Time I free Lille no, he was the best player in the French league. Now Lille add the French league, Le Championnat. Eti Chelsea dia omuni madwuma Lille for ye because omanya so mfa so pen in Eden Hazard. Enra ye bobo ni wie ye no Clementino. Endei esikafo ma beto Newcastle. Eso mo pe Sven Botman. AC Milan so mo pe no. AC Milan pe Renato Sanchez. Edi na be ma Milan na yesa. Reason ni say Aba Milan ni lusu Donnarumma no. Eye Lille enom konya goalkeeper Mike Mignon. Say ne Milan fans share Rafael Leao no mo enjoy a eye Lille. Inti eye club a scout for talent. No manya platform bi say na talent na be exhibit omo potential omo. Na team sakasi akoto omo. Eti wo ko search games a. Eye difficult say how the team is being built and how the players are being psyched, you know. Some be winning against top team to say Chelsea.
I know form.
Yes. Ye can no Clementino. Ade ba ko ha me football mu pa da bia na me kan ho asem ni say. Players o mu nse goals. Football recognize o mu ye. Players o mu nse goals. Football and recognize o mu ye.
Defenders ne ade.
De ti am second sa asem ye na no pe ni say. Ede ti na branch e friend say N'Golo Kante. Na dwuma ye de man say onye wo park so. Ah, we need to perfection. Say the one must strike adwuma say won she goals no. Ah, be she goals am woni age no. Adwuma na e de man N'Golo Kante say wonye no. Oye need to perfection no. Ye equal to strike on so na adwuma so be she goals. And I keep on saying, because I'm raising this debate. At one point na man for na menya adwene. Say me there. Closely flowing Chelsea. Ye for defensive midfielders omanya. N'Golo Kante etop yo mu nyina, including our own Michael Essien and Makelele.
Sir.
Yes.
Balak mu nyina.
Balak no nye ti say memfa Balak even though no team boss aro ni kakra. But me dem ejitum ye say e was aro no Clementino. N'Golo Kante ye special. And no Chelsea game no mo boy na. The game is about N'Golo Kante. Nebi ekohu ka have to dini tibobo mu she na Christian Pulisic. Say dwuma na N'Golo Kante ye no. Edrusi ye ma woda, ni ye yina free ho. But say the be disturb players akwaje ball. The driver de be ma and the ball distribution. Ubetimi atem na say complete midfielder. E difficult to find midfielders a Clementino. Onim defender. Otimi driver, mo otimi pass wo. Eno na man N'Golo Kante da musonko. Eti abra na me ka sa asem say when I watch N'Golo Kante I had opportunity to watch Michael Essien. Me share Claude Makelele. On any day I would choose N'Golo
Kante ahead of them.
Yes, on any day. And on my Chelsea BB on Chelsea team ma who say Saturday na free. It wasn't all convincing performance from Chelsea. But at least Chelsea show more experience. And I'm share Lille 2-0 and they share the return leg no France ebitimi aye.
Ali Manuel so no ya adwene. Ali Manuel on Facebook.
Ewo Salamanca in Spain. And you share Villarreal esuni Juventus. You share ball na say Tino around be 32 seconds if I'm right. And Dusan Vlahovic at the first ball 2 net. That's a Juventus as a first goal.
Now go
now Dusan Vlahovic a share, you know. Me sure say born again war. Dusan Vlahovic go no. And my make DB. On say Kanene Pano Clementino. Si akase obi a center forwarder. Na Jumani bi say how be block ball. Na chihwe po si do besi atene abobo ato net. Eti anytime bia me hu Dusan Vlahovic bia no. Difference kakra wo no Christian Vieri intem ne say we nan ye adwuma kakra chen Christian Vieri de. Be ko fa so control ball, e ko fa so shoot ball. Ubetimi atem as the new Christian Vieri. Clementino dey say do si e control ball no. E no dan na ho ball ne to net. Who say ade no ye na F but up of 10 strikers gina ho one wey mu 3 ntimi se go na Dusan Vlahovic che no nra no te o hwa de ni eti we ye the individual brilliance and odi first goal the match Juventus after scoring the goal ena Raul Abio ene Pau Torres e kate no onya chances kakra de ba na half chances eno mbeka che o ha say set strikers no omo ti say mobile phone ubetimi ato the most expensive mobile phone in the world na ekura by SIM card na so ebe ma service to make calls mobile phone is useless sana Dusan Vlahovic tie oya phone na ne boarding ba wa ma na service obeka so wasa ti time o say go ni wie no club offensive yare ekate sa service na ese Juventus de ma Vlahovic no and blame wo because me kasa dey we da bia say ahia na bia ye kasa about creativity bebe na adwene wo say o e bia players on be assist say what the mention as you but Clementino be betimi am pass from the half e betimi split be 9 players time a enkoduru de obema assist no Clementino na bia ye beat be 9 players na aka just 1 player. It passes to open up spaces for attackers to move. Ey ade ba kwa aye Juventus problem. And me bon pa ye say sa de nko affect Dusan Vlahovic. Oye old fashioned center forward. Sa strikers we mu no Clementino ene ye nhye dan hu bo mu. Tina me ma example so to say Christian Vieri. Omo wa ahoden onya space na se ball ne da ho a woman the ball 5 emu trade or the better net but one man is service or you useless to say go anywhere no because Juventus as a club e lack that creativity spark no na fe onya supply biem I know the blame how you recruit players.
I'll agree.
Me blame how you recruit players because Ubo game Clementino or Weston McKinney or Rabiot or Locatelli who are two meru. None of these midfielders na be asked from creativity. Obebu so more creativity. And then fullbacks are part of players who create chances. And to offer some of the best sides in the game. Watch Liverpool and their fullbacks. Ade kwa near her Tottenham ne Manchester City match. João Cancelo. Oko Bayern Munich. Alphonso Davies. Real Madrid wo mu pick. Shema Marcelo, Brazil ni any Dani Cabaya. It is our creativity na Clementino ye kan ho asem no. Fullbacks e offer anwoma ni nyina. Ba ho am na Juventus fullbacks. Danilo, Di Siglio, Alessandro. Say what they mention say. It's areas now obetimi dia create chances. Aman a striker atimi complete those chances no. Juventus as a football club almost said down for many nko won proper recruitment. Enya Allegri. Enya Allegri. Enya Allegri. Because when Juventus had an attacking minded coach, obi am say Allegri a defensive coach. Mauricio Sarri was an attacking minded coach. Obi obaka chese players o coach o menye. Meboa, obaka chese o coach o menye. Whilst Omuji League under Sarri no. Over the top 3 clubs, omune created the fewest chances. And a problem unse he club ni reach omu pick that 2017 Champions League final no. And Real Madrid more signal say they need to do a lot of work at their midfield. And Pjanic koye, and Khedira koye, and Bless Matuidi koye. Omo kwa no mo do Champions League final no. Clementino. When Juventus MT clubs omo ti so omo pepepe no. Sa clubs in the midfield overcrowd Juventus midfield. I'm here who creativity from them. It may na sometimes when I watch their recruitment, you will celebrate the players. But omo betim ni ma, enyo ma yeso munya no munya. Today we am say they should watch how they recruit players. Now you know him back game and no game na Dani Parejo started so control game no. Etienne Capuy mo, Lo Celso mo, no mo boboy pa. Na kwa Juventus started so almost city deep. Any pass na Etienne Capuy. E dey be Juventus defense more than Dani Parejo man dey take a 1-1 no. Clementino. It tells you a lot. Enti ye game at the end of the game, so we game near. Actually said the return leg, Juventus a match at hand. And they need to prepare very well. So what did I say? Before they move to the next stage. And the games are so kakrebi. Tino, my catcher said this year, my Champions League clubs, no, almost all the clubs, and no more will read the run of 16. By May, so I can for me team tour. Na me clubs me no. I'm a watch deal move past Champions League, no almost stand a chance of winning it. As at this stage, my catcher was a Man City, any Ayas.
That's what Ayas said.
Yes. A Man City ni Ayas. Meme de meme no. Na makọ ebi a grade 2 no, omo ye grade 1, grade 2 no. E ho mekọ akọfa Bayern Munich, mefa Liverpool. So what did I say? And this is my reason.
How about we have it? Oh, yes, sir. You could do more.
Oh, because my Bayern and Liverpool, Ejia 6-7, Omato AC Milan. I said, we film one. Because I City on Yibida and the City, oh, Jai. Nothing some more traditional, or more the pedigree, everything to win it, and who don't to grade 2. How?
Oh, but so offer this year performance.
Jai.
Performance no, they offer a character.
Oh, this year performance. None one Man City won't go become Uncle Guno. Liverpool uncle Milan Bontes. Bontes Liverpool
Asama making. Minim the about for Edgeman Westbone. Asama mekano is simple. Miss Master say.
I asked Man City to Champions League ahead of Bayern Munich in Liverpool.
And Chelsea Bayern Munich in Liverpool to me Champions League.
What's on me grade 2?
Messi omu favorites.
That is an insult to these two clubs. That is an insult. It is high level of insult to these two clubs.
But when you bought Champions League final last season. But for you bought Champions League final, you bought Champions League final last season, maybe. Bayern and Liverpool now cano. You bought Champions League final last season, Moody and the ball final. Moody and the ball final. Bayern and Liverpool now. City am final. It is a Mekase City. Abase currently City are better than Liverpool. League are they on top of the league.
I'm not in the tea.
Now do be
you go school first. Now you pass second.
You see, league are money Odinati. We're better than.
Oh, then the Jamie Money. Say the Mamma answer with Jamie Money Waka.
But no. Said you do finance when to me and you want to do finance waji. We're better than.
For BBS senior league in here,
Liverpool more Champions League.
Because the difference on your white or woman sanity.
They wash it down away. Tino, Bafo will become the pool. The American ass assembly any. Okay, I said that I asked the daughter to Kobo. I was signal duna. I was so confident on my show 3. Now, Obi or doubt to me be an ample opportunity to watch Ayas team closely. And reason why I feel say the current Ayas side no better than 3 seasons ago. The bought Champions League semi-final na Tottenham you no. So team na my ties delete. So team na my Donny van de Beek. So team na my Frankie de Jong no. Me feel say this team better than. And Bafo one no Liverpool ni no Clementino Liverpool ni no. The data center at Liverpool players on my line or more up in case Musala asked and ye offer na Liverpool person the man no. And also mummy no anko Ben Kruma. One of our players no a part of our team no. It's in America recommended the Liverpool supporters including Ubafo was say nyabutena kwhwe Anthony Santos.
Salah antena Liverpool
players na Liverpool align no more up no. Liverpool, once Liverpool or more how they buy their players no. May sure other clubs it used to be, but omoyen in a special way. It's in our recently most of their signings omunyan right. Most of their signings omunyan right. One player Anthony Santos as omunya aboteno mukoshe no. Tino yebo match ni wia which I know say and the Ayas ombe discipline Benfica. Meba be ma reason why style of play, individual quality. Yenin ko ho, but this Ayas side Aya closer to the mimi who in 1994-1995 season, then 95-96 season. That Ayas side na Louis Van had the Champions League, you know. eba menya abotre nyambo ocha na machechim Manchester United ne Atletico Madrid game no nti mamema Ayas emida 2-1 or 3-1 e was a game omo ne Benfica bebo in Portugal. Manchester United ne Atletico Madrid me who say Ferdinand atu bomb bi o say Rafranik be Premier League no me dem check you baba fo check ya betin aboa we Premier League no say City nko na nya points chen Rafranik nti say Rafranik bantema kebi anka club second na wadan kwanko nya no ndo gi 2 years aside Manchester City club o materials power league no Manchester United eno ye Ferdinand na kana asemu ene game no mokobo no ene mehwa Atletico Madrid na mehwa Diego Simeone na mebu ofu wan coach amehwa na Clementino ene ya na mebu ofu pa Diego Simeone players e kura ne ball na wobo no emfa but many reason why Atletico Madrid still have a lot of confidence in Diego Simeone mo etimi hwe game ne carefully Tino Manchester lose game no nya dem be lose Manchester West when the game no mbebo no even though there is a sickness in their team Harry Maguire I be fan say Atletico Madrid will players to punish Maguire mistake no but me fa Manchester United team in general I don't see them losing the game. Omo West will be a draw. Say victory be about game anymore. Definitely Cristiano Ronaldo is the favorite side. One of the favorite side in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid. And you expect Cristiano Ronaldo to score against Atletico Madrid. Mamem ko be a 1-1 be and a 2-1 for Manchester United.
And that's Jibo. Oben Akofimeko Rick Way no say Liverpool dey any Santos no akwana ye hu no. Na boy Francis say Jubo be a boy ayasa nso o be mess up kra. Kovi
Tino, 5:30. Any chairman shoot na many message say omutie program ne pa say of course omutie program now from news a ko peme nwumre omo ne wayre pa di ne yenti chairman ye chairman nyina see baby ajibo me no nya adwene Juventus squad ne kita omo no Juve na ankasa ya aware say they don't have the best midfield in the world, probably be ranking in top 5 but the way in which the players are being arranged on the field of play, so far a midfielders now. A whole board na yebono. There are some players that are supposed to start. Now I say Jibo when you were mentioning See, yeah. When you were mentioning the names of our midfielders, you forgot one particular player, one key player. Allegri Gidi said at any point in time, I also onya a method that only ball control or direct play at the money team. And to about Juventus in the first season, you know, or you saw Andrea Pirlo in that particular position. In 2015, Juventus method an elbow in the Champions League final and lost to Barcelona. Pirlo was playing as a deep line playmaker. And then he was another deep line playmaker. Over a method that's in a guana. The only ball control, they hold on to pressure, no so pressure, no ye pressure, ni free, ye team no so no. Now our vision for opening passes, some passes in a bit me, asserting Juventus in our attacking moves. Some player, your friend Arta Melo. Some player, no, once again, your friend Arta Melo. Melo no what bench, and a Rabio mobile ball. Locatelli na ye nim no. Locatelli is a boss-to-boss midfielder. He is not a deep line playmaker. But he has decided that or the Locatelli rather as a deep line playmaker in front of the back four. And it's not working. Edward Bona Danny Parero mobile. Etienne Kapu mobile and Medford no. Sabon Uja Atamela and Jibo so check here. I was shocked. So one check it the moment Atamelo by game. He came to calm the entire pressure on Juventus team. The real Juventus under some pressure no. The very moment Atamelo came on, some pressure ninyina if Juventus so or beje pressure ninyina. Why? Because he handles the ball well, he passes well, he moves the team very well. So in my opinion, maybe Jidi said Americano, Juventus any the best midfielders. I mean when you rank bare 5 to 10 muwa on best struggle. But the reality is that based on the characteristics of some of the midfielders, maybe why Atamelo should be on Juventus bench at this point in time. Especially in that system now, but say oh here a deep line playmaker. And you are aware say he's the best deep line playmaker in Juventus setup. No, different characteristics inside. Netan say. So far, Juventus trema me for no boy na Weston McKennie, Andra Rabiot, and Manuel Catelli. Over start trema for the swing na they are more workaholic. And what mean boy a game of this nature? How about trema me for that? Obedient mean control ball no. And at least you have one of them. In my opinion, you see, me know that here about 2-3 seasons ago, when Barcelona signed Atamelu, meaning the West, listeners are aware of what you said about Atamelu. Or said this is the time you have realized that Barcelona have gotten a replacement for Xavi Hernandez. Now, Clementino, a player that is able or likely to replace Xavi Hernandez. And as Juventus made for them, he is not capable of starting. That player you describe, sir, and now after Abassa, and Xavi type of player. Today, Juventus set up, no, ultimately and penetrated the method of Juventus. Basically because this is an Italian coach. He believes in work rate, energy, more than flair. Are you getting it? He believes in work rate, energy, more than flair. Say, bono, ultimate crack, no down, no pass, no jet, now they're my way, soft flair, that kind of game control. No. I like and believe in those things. Now, how there? Reason why I mean, it's not more about a man for this, no. When I gave my 2015 squad, I Mas Allegri. I bought Champions League final and lose to Barcelona. No. In 2015, you can say, sir, Juventus made for the Nana Kitomono. What the walk na third best, no aquachiri. But you can rank them as second to Barcelona. Also, Quachana rank almost third to Barcelona and Real Madrid. This is the method in 2015. Claudio Mrakisiu, Andrea Pirlo, Arturo Vidal, Paul Pogba, Juventus method and that's no. Clementino, some method this way. Under Allegri, they were not that dominant as compared to Barcelona and Real Madrid because that is not his star. So, Okosha 2015 Champions League final, Juventus elusu to Barcelona. The kind of dominance Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, enya against Juventus, no, enya who born as a method we boy. Clearly, and I make say, so offer gap na, minim so team ye pa kapi. The gap between Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, Vidal, Pirlo, Pogba, Claudio Mrakisiu, it shouldn't be that wide. But San night, no, your ball game no Berlin, Germany, San final no. Gapa Barcelona method and the Juventus method and name wadodo. In my opinion, some method way, what the Luis Enrique no coach team at that time. What the Juventus method and the man or boy better football. So clearly, these are Italian coaches are a more side defensive mentality. Or checking Inter Milan game or money by Liverpool boy, you understand once again. Offer Inter method in the anyhow Liverpool buy still pressing dumb. It's more about coaching. And the Italian coaches, you know, they do not believe in those. But
he didn't defend.
And I make us a bet. Liverpool had the better off in that particular game.
I don't think so.
No,
Liverpool won. All right. They did not dominate.
They had that.
Inter had more chances than Liverpool.
So clearly, and as all share set up now, I'm still confident. Do because of the force of a Juventus, Chiesa is out, Dybala is out, but Dybala is likely to play the second leg. So far, Juventus force in go now. So when you have one game controller, Juventus should be good to go because some more players will make me decide games in their mom. And as I ball now, Vlahovic, sometimes Juve sign a player, must ye resume. But say Juventus better 75 million euros in the winter. So I could player, it tells you the kind of player we. And any movement be on your piano, my goalkeeper so far. And my catch will say he is always close to scoring. Now once again, born again. So that long pass, it came from Danilo. It was a long pass. And Satomo control ball or the Tony on favorite right foot. Right foot on the ball, but they said that is the weakest foot of Vlahovic. But you are quite fast, or 10 or ball, they say. Naturally, he's a left-footed center forward. He's a proper striker, proper number 9. And Tiniaka, I like this, so Betimena Atamelu to control the games, and Juventus will be good to go. So, Tino, I think that is the situation. When I break down my cast, I say, Ubia history, a man for the history about them. Okay, what one I say, history, Chirawa. And I made Chelsea game na me end upset. Yebelwi the era of N'Golo Kante. And Sane who say he is one of the most accomplished midfielders of all time. But just maybe, I just want hanging boot to answer. Ni abeka bako sem of N'Golo Kante achire and yatiasie. But clearly no discussion ani ye na hano. Oze Clementino o starting lineup no. The key issue Lukaku was dropped. Kind of discussion ye na hano. The key issue Lukaku was dropped. So she gave me the movement of Kai Havertz. That is how our coach friend said Thomas Tuchel. A person strike a ball. The movement of Kai Havertz as a first number 9. And about Havertz as a first number 9. The movement from left, right, center. That is how a person is center forward a ball. It's Enra or Benji Lukaku. No catch Lukaku say. On to the central bench. One share the system Chelsea how they will operate without Onu Lukaku. And how Kai Havertz will operate in his position. Senebeya, he will learn from him. So that is the coach. That is the coach. That is the kind of system of person. Between Lukaku as a player and Thomas Tuchel, between these two figures, one also changing a style to suit the other. And clearly, and once again, I say, Coach Efresa Thomas Tuchel is not ready to change his system to suit Lukaku. Wachira is so clear. And what game Namia who say going into this crucial game, the most expensive signing of Chelsea at the bench, Emaka Havertz and Ebasa number 9. So a catcher said Lukaku rather has to readjust to the system Chelsea. And this on Bejan benches are I think that once again they are one of the favorites to win the Champions League. In my opinion, I think that they are a difficult team to beat and say Messi Mount tomorrow Covana Somoba. Once again, Chelsea will be a force to reckon with. Manchester United. Any Atletico Madrid, I see a 1-1 drawn game. Ronaldo, see this season the Champions League, 5 games, 6 goals. I mean this season, Atletico Madrid for now games no more boy and 6 games no more boy and they only won 2. One of the poorest sides in the Champions League. But I need them Metropolitano. Manchester United inconsistency at the back, but this is the game they shouldn't lose. Let me go for 1-1 for a United Atletico Madrid.
Kofi, me da say, Jibo, wa kaso ade nyina Kofi Jones, ewo ahomane so.
Onuana dey say. Hello. Kofi.
Hello.
Obelo machine e wa chire kakra ma ye.
Mpa jo temi kan.
Yeto nka na machine na ka ekofom kakra.
My fear ka, my fear.
O da so to Benz ni mana.
My form ka me dey mo bi na o frame me.
Okay. Na bibia boko de.
Me adu me ho ye pa.
Okay. Anope de ye fra wa nya bone enra ye wo ho na Gaka e de release ba bonten say match bosum ne de tosom 9 4th match. President Cup Kotoko ene has ebebo ewo eye Accra Sports Stadium na eba ye teams ni no supporters obetie we yempene da bi ehiase ekobo match we dey adena say yempanyifo tie ase no mkobo obi aye bo league Kotoko supporters crowd almost epo match niti no kebe ye kra nko mpanyifo kra nyina sa match ne bo minim has supporters NCC a wo ye panyine ewo mu no manya sa complaints ni bia na
Biya me da say mama nche otie fo nyina na me nche me nyana ma studio Kotoko supporters na omo e ka sa asem ni omo ya adwin I have a strongest opinion say so much we sabi and several purpose for the two teams simply because we say your league na Oshe league na yen House of for instance first round the name am kuya mayen afi ni yetwese be pick pieces in the second round just now we had that Kotoko House you see several very good football across the group I will be a Niaji now within 2 weeks and do less than 2 weeks we say two teams na Zamebobim I mean they are even bringing the prestige and the aura around Kotoko House matches down and was a dozen so I never from Kofo. Now no Kotoko has a Accra Sports Stadium. Though late I will be late. Friday anyway. But Jibo, for the first time in May share Kotoko has match. Presidential box. Nipa or presidential box in a bro suit to the extent say obi akra enye baby entena am mpanyinfo bi ti say ora despite no mpanyinfo bae na some of us ekonye kra ti so anymore say sorry the mom now share interest and no game no ma yam build the same interest towards the second leg abeba so Kumasi rather than say Kotokone has Gaka president cup. I'm even told me you want my say tell my Gaka for the proposal and the call presidency no be some say it's Kotokone has the only option which me I consider. And so what I say, what it means even the presidency in the say this stage and another Kotokone has a boy and come something different. Me feel say there should be a bit innovative. And yet be an Kotokone has a boy. When sa a friend is saying the all around that match ni classical ni tension ni rivalry no na more reduce no, which of course is not helping us. And more so your ball league are competitive. You say in him say yeah has your ball Saturday yani Legon City na Friday your ball Kotoko. I mean it's not helping us. And me say I'm paying for no so match na to maybe omoko any president omuchi bin kase David. But in natural fact, no cry woman is as much as why. A bear, woman, Nasa, Gaka, alternative arrangement up. Other teams are, if he's ever one.
I could be the PR for the National Chapters Committee. Minim NCC Motu and a money penny for wedding, como say, and some are working, move say game in the M1 club. No can be actually management and I'm board on this game.
No, they're telling
hello, Kobe. Kobe Chiaho Kaka Chiaho Biem
100.7.
Hello. Oh, Tino, I'm so watching on Haman and some
Listen, Mama Shana, Yansa Fakwa, Kobe Jones and Ra. Now, I'm saying some of Okano, or say, yes, if we're not even some of Kobe Jones, Ekano. Babo, so many times.
Oh, me tea over. Me the more question bisa. Ebe ajibone mini ko fidi captain Bitima Boamia. Match we match beya.
Like presidential cup.
President cup some born first June was first July say first July. Na ada no born 6 match.
Na omo born sa. Ba ze omo say omo yen nsesan. Say
it we no match
fi de nkwa na say de o masesa.
Say per statement omo de buy no say henceforth no born. Before
so what has informed that?
And I said, Kobe, yes, I'm going to be.
Okay.
Now, we are no say money opportunity. I communicate more stance to more management and I'm board.
Oh no, we no communication by no. So even as the NCC as a group not met, but at least I've spoken to a few of our colleagues. Omunyana share the same sentiments. MY because Jiboni say. So much near bar, I am not preparations in near Kum, and then my boy near interesting, and you know my match Vikeke. So I say, and Yang Ankasade, and Yadia, Sabri Yakasi is officially communicated to management, and I know my Casa. Now, management, so someone can say so much we say Basso. Okay, that's only in the media.
Martin, so is there any plans, because when it comes to set decisions, management and now board level, looking at the structures of House of Folk. After somebody did home come more plans, be say Mubeshi Omuna, Ebi Amaka actually almost a match no. Mumpeneso, Ebeyanko Munyai.
Yeah, we are trying to get the position. It was a Omuna committee, no. Who Bam will talk to them and find out. But certainly we'll discuss it at NCC, our platform, how to go about it. But certainly we'll discuss it. So almost a 4. So we'll discuss with them. But I think say that notion of this match and MY, you know, I will say you think they are the boy.
It's a change na so on the 4 far. NCC Mbede.
Oh, I'm a media. Me, I've said say I don't know that other colleagues. I mean, maybe the NCC will not be part of the match or even one ball. Whatever comes now, because MY it's not going to help the team. Yeah, because they will defend the elite title. It's a social point gap at the match. And your Kotokone has President's Cup when I was a distraction. I was the idea doing cost.
50,000 Ghana plus 25%.
50,000 Ghana Kotokone. The last time I Kotokone has bought President Cup, you 50,000 and 50,000. It's Kotokone has value be a much muda.
Sunday no Kamunya sketches our own.
Naso who they see it.
Namunya say,
we Yaman
Munya say.
And the meaning just offer a commercial department on the beach match.
So okay. Kobe Yabedo say and before we have a bass watch out.
Oh, kaja is a message in super.
Na say what in audio no.
Ose.
What in audio na ba bonten no.
Abbas audio dey here.
Oh, one this obi see Abbas godogofo mpanyifo bi akọ bribe Abbas.
Enfio mo ni media mo kan Abbas o te bribe no. Enfio.
Come here, wedding come here.
Me ya me dad.
Okay. Kobe Jones and Ekasa Edema NCC no na mote say ye no edin komo no. Phobia.
Milia.
O transia na wusam fufuri.
Me ba film na me ba.
Na de Kobe ke mo ne adwana.
Ba bi wa ye ne ya ju say NCC take decision dey am so me part of NCC. Nti when you say NCC for share. It's NCC share but na adwene na o kire.
Wo adwene sen.
Say adero we na baputupu. Nti ze u jira ze ase waje atuma enye ye u jira ze ubagu enye ye.
Mo ko machi akọ.
Ye ko achi yakobo aye ho. Ya we say dey be si abobo ye ho akọ. Because baby ade ni free bar no eso. Nti ze wa we ho asem kan yi a
obi na nyo se asebia di boni
sanity
asa ha adwene
sa corona ze me ye fly why to ba fika
bi ti ase
wa we na mu kamwa
supporters ni e fatu bi na panyin ni ka kiro mo se masa tiro zalete
mi ko be kasa
support some problem ni saying 79 no kasa say no what no
obi ani the reason the BP say dey na Kobe Jones kan yes ama Rabbi no ano nyedin it is so pono to prove tentam do yes I was at the second round league no concentration was so like enyema bebre no mo keka
me no nyadwene
Kobe Jones nyadwene
no
okay
yeah na say in Europe you so many times friends say Manchester United Manchester City to me ball game in a week come say another game what I say I want to
Gibo ani enko Ganka side na ye ne vice chairman Ira John Ansa you know ehwete a ompeke kotokore hasofo
is that ye mo achi e mo akwa abadeba oye FM no oye TV
yo madam ase mitia matiefo nyina so emze afinsu enkata
ye ni nkomo but ya na me huhu kakra menim se bibia so koso kama
oh nyame adaro ma ye ho ye
okay Laza no pede ye frɛ wa nya bone enra ye wo ho a ene nya ntie se Gaka ayen hyehye se March bosom ne de to so 9 eye March 4th Kumasi Asante Kotoko ene Accra so folk e de ebesie ni ke start ye season yi na ye nte ye se sa da ne eduru wa Kotoko ne has ebebo enra ne ye te ye e de ne ma Gaka arrive at that decision na se no ma take decision ne dada ene enra na mobo amanfo amane
0.7 Oh, there be what we say about President Capra. Yeah, baby, but it's quite a tricky decision. So we are consultation through the ministries, through to the Jubilee House. And that we have like no one could transfer the home and come on. Now, as you say, we know our calendar so and our calendar so. And I see the ano, the nyasa kwenyano. This a dark COVID is a little day we are seeing and that you can never see quite share last year a year thereafter so you and I mean the quantum and but no and then I'm something a casa and see a preference and we are home a 2 class now because once the presidency so our choice and our war what to be the first gentleman of the land also again. That will notwithstand and then interest at class, open to mean standing to be fit to a first gentleman. But I'm not a fair do a dear answer your choice, but you have to say, as Nicotaka, money, top. And you know, and now in also our Jubilee House. You know, a mood decisions are a fair to Jan. And I won't say no, that is never any official to hold it and I got the idea to be action a key teams.
Okay.
I did the quick to say, from a CDA cinema about 2 teams now, but and commodity and mono were in total support with everything that was done.
Okay. But enona ebi mi busa se kayenim se President Cup de ka Muslim ka 1 July na bia 6 March edu as Independence Cup ye ball kotoko ne ha so nche kwese de atwam ya na ye ball kotoko ne has enche na kotokone has ese bobiem etika gaka ene the presidency ka munya da foforo bi na ka mon twem ye mo kotokone has return leg ni wie na mon kobo esa president cup no apart from 4th March no
and you can't catch your intro there yeah na president terminal he control over the schedules of the presidency. That's number one. Your ministry is so in on no information come for answer an article down. Say your minister friend incident and especially when it concerns the first gentleman of the land. As he get all the more respects attached to that invitation. Now me catch you say a call, in Kitahua was based on earlier discussions, the two teams information and commenting. Idea you want this to do this work, but maybe you can't catch us say they have given their total support and opinion. I shall say they are ready for the cup match.
Okay. Zaza yenhwe we so minim say matiti bia supporters na start yi kakra games bi say president bewo stadium ye be hia say supporters beba na yetimi dia hye eyo mampanyina ni monyam mo benya time engage the supporters leaders since announcement ni ba ya supporters are starting raising concerns about game no
yeah say no na wati but they be am to table so here. But that notwithstanding, my main point is to address it. The next year, focus in football, netball, and now that industry or that aspect of the sports part, may we bad day and now say you need a deal and coffee, everything, amano ayede, so many one. But let me also caution very well, say. The deal stadium say the 30,000 and they go. So it's the two teams in now be on the support base. And let me digress a bit. This is where you come to politics and catch yourself floating voters. And so there were people who also belong to other clubs almost support two teams in now. Almost people are say we also have to address their concerns. And see the most of the people me I say we support her. I say we support her. I say we carry chairman. You are making the work extremely difficult for us because me said Kotoko will organize supporters union. House of Folk will organize supporters union. Who are the main actors of that assembly? Almost how much now the 4th. In our deliberations, all the things will come to their leaders, right, and trickle it down to those who are to manage that aspect of their teams. Once that is done, it means that we have addressed their concerns.
Okay. Based on the calendar of the FA, that weekend, from Friday night 4th, 5th, 6th, FA calendar nature said there will be league matches. The engagement, how many FA ninya, and they are Kotogone has at TSS on the 4th, Air President Cup no. Because in report say FA is still the league matches because so the engagement naga can FA nya on that special week yebebo President Cup no.
So besides 7 years. Sorry to say maybe you are underrating our intelligence in terms of
but there be case on say kasa to the public and a woman information into questions are yebusa just to give the public information.
Okay, so let me mami jani sir I'm interested that has been done you know yeah.
Okay,
let call FA.
Okay,
and before I let the colonel in Kitangwa Kosupi and we have to formalize our request and that has been done.
Okay. Obanyane ebedo asina yedo asia bibi fufuru bi abaso a yebebo aso na ye no abedi nkomo.
Let's read about it.
Okay.
But I say Jibo, Mr. Ansa vice chairman Ed Magaka and amote say we be newman kakra ni so e dey atwen Andrew Sowusu and TK Benjamin Wadaro manye say message ne ba ye mpese be yimo no ye yi ano ne bia na radio no wo so anya akonya enti Wadaro ma timer e wo UK enche obeba oye course kakra bi na waba be kan ho nti sports director e wo UK bavo
over over enti Yes, President Cup. First and foremost, let me know say President Cup dey 1st July. Enti 1st July na the Republic Day me boa. Ene na kai dey bo President Cup no. Ene no gaka for ayi day ba ababe di Independence Day. So he dey omo ye ne dey a. Na say na be Independence Cup no, Independence Day Cup. Ena on be bo no. Udo bo say on bo 6 match ni we are Independence President 1st July ndo on be bo another Cup. On be bo udo how bo hu. Eno so on be say bo kotoko ne has na
1st July.
True baby.
How?
Offer true baby. Udo true baby. Ubo say do how on be bo. Asa bo kotoko ne has na. Yo.
Mother's Day. Mother's Day so you First Lady Cup.
First Ladies Cup.
Send the kotoko ne has be
Enti me dey football. We don't say about Father's Day Cup. Football. Yeah, game you patronize, especially anytime there's a football match. It's good for us. But look at the clubs no. For instance, House of Folk Nikotoko matches. Normal a come and sana ubon say Dana do nanko for to put to the stadium no. Enye ketwa normal according to sa game preparation wise from both teams, you know, and sign about the national security, about national sports authority, about the Ghana Football Association, about the Ministry of FIFA and Sports. Obia when the part will play, and ye back another one about ye back home Bekumasi. And as I say, you say that within bear say bear 1 month, 2 months, these clubs will be, and I say all these bodies, you know, they will be stretched and probably overstretched. But my biggest concern I am my House of Folk. Unim your boss season even on enough rest because now say omoko Africa. And I don't see someone resting for more than 2 weeks. Now someone echo back into echo started pre-season. Pre-season House of Folk here, you know. Echo no ho mienu because or pre-season for the league or pre-season for Africa because different two different competitions. Me feel say affect House of Folk. Even in Africa because team no na omunya abutrenchi shey this Jacob Jones first round House of Folk struggle to even get a consistent results and you want to believe we say afena omofia say ya clear one of the major hurdles out of the way onka omon prepare over ye first round no last week next week second round started. And the teams no cry no. Oma rest. Even in England, Oma find a nice way to give teams some space. Once England there, December no matches in toto as well. Send there tradition touch it. But December ni twa mu no ano. When say even within the December ni mu baby no maybe no ebi I say 1 week be 2 weeks be no more home. When say matches be hono mu.
They had
winter break. Thank you very much.
They had winter break.
So, enti omo nyina no ene you know omo ma space. Say na be ya players no be resty. Now why you refueling? Now what sign zoom into the second part of the season, you know, because it helps. Omo ye nipa, there are no machines. Machines cry do be you shut it down and do maintenance work in it. Sa no man. Ya ha no mo acquire ye dey players no travel to match venues enye papa enti ombeko ombeba bi ho no mo a ontimi na bo ha omda kakra ho mache na as I say you return back to where you, especially when the matches are coming in thick and fast when say midweek na that don't ba mu a difficult enti say such matches no ba be hihye mu a na say enye well planned a cat teams in the program ho a o ma planning ni ya na de hadwin hwe asma me bekan abasi de o ha na no na me papa K5 ni edi nkomo metima ka kire o say has ne kotoko match na ye born na no 2 hours to kick off na score line no esisa 2 hours to kick off na ka 2 hours abasi na ti hey 2 hours to kick off. In fact, 1 hour to kick off. Scoreline, it keeps swinging from one end to another. And who said they are no pie, some pie no be according baby.
Kamyanti na say.
That's what make a bus get us.
1 hour to the start of the game.
I'm telling you.
Now results no. Change.
Results ne start say change from Friday. Me say bus dey have me try on can.
I no free him.
Onimu a.
Empire uncle boy ana.
Na o me no ma bobo obi ade na ni ka boda. Say ya ko bobo no wa na nti sa ko du park no so no ma tu because
Wana no so still na
me say 1 hour to kick off. 1 hour to kick off. 1 hour say 1 hour.
Then we say so
Go fine.
Then I over for we.
Go fi. Na go fi nya no na ya adwuma. So as for Argentina, omo de Costa no na fa players no ma fa bus no na fa players.
And wana no who say so me focus no.
E ka to us omo ka che ba fa bi na ka che omo say so omo nim no so omo de bus ndi play.
Why?
Ba fa bi na ka che omo. So omo pa omo nim omo fa players no tra bus mo fa ngura sa do na compete de besi. Kaka to be we omo. Defe. Na sa boy ne friend say obi e say ya. Oh na anwumo. Sa boy ne say ya. Awa ka lo nyum no obi ampagya. Sa bro ne pagya ya obi ampagya. Oya mrenom de ni sa kunyam oba be pagya wi anom de ne ko. Atam so mo no duane de kosi ensuo no ho. Chi se liver bed ni bedi aduane no. Sa da liver bed na ni aduane no po mi se o makwa mebo bonkom mi se nyeye. These things are there. Mama won't find Nyagro. I'm talking about Liverpool. I brought us one comfort to Ghana. I'm afraid who told you? Who ni mama nka? Me say match way. Ombebo because I'm me no makwaji presidency ka. Into ombebo.
More tight corner pa.
Oh, ombebo mo ni choice. About
mbele. Mfoni nyina sa de abase ka no. Omo say
I'm president who kwajini sika no se ball awon kwaka so omo.
Omo ye mfa to de church supporters ne say be say de abase kan. Ye qualify kwa na Africa ya na kwaji kakra.
Ombebo.
Covid ba ye see entity so no ma ye nti no ka so ma.
Gaka for no. Omo take advantage of hype na ba match ndo mu here. Offer House of Folk enya 683 Ghana cedis 1000. Hey, ana anya sa.
It is can 6 billion.
6 billion. Ya bobo ni re.
Me misa bafo. Anabewa.
Oh, memu ano na bewa.
Siasia na Ricky come on misa bafo say. 30 years na Liverpool ntimi nyi league no. Na Liverpool no me league ana.
Bafo no way, na be way.
Me say, catch it na bewa say. Onti de ye kana se na onko busa ne Manchester United no say omo perform rituals and some Manchester Liverpool situation now ye ko busa 30 years no say na nye normal omo ya Liverpool would have nothing my academy aka 2 weeks na Liverpool administration ka 2 weeks Jibo you know ka 2 weeks to na what you mean pedal Liverpool administration ko ra inkan timi na administration o ma saba biem no omo rituals no perform no e ka obi the sustain you omo emu wo de kwaje Champions League o Rafa Benitez crossroad na Mourinho yes Mourinho yes Benitez kan na nasim say no kan na nasim no te hono mo ko say na be wo ko won ti odibo ati nya point braso ti wo pato paso ka chale say football no bibia ni mo ana
say ka 1 hour na kotokoni Arsenal na change
me say e ka 1 hour results were still swinging from here e ko 2-0 number 2-1 number 2-0 number 1-0 number 1-1 sa and o menu ni nya hu sa de no I de no mpa mu no bi akọ ni baby me say
o bom di go na na zisa go grade mo
me ko ni homla na bia de nya part 2 captain
Tino me de nyabutre tie Mr. what's the name Mr. Ansa Yipa me tie no pa na before so be kasa kwa na me matiase because okay boat what was it coming oh yeah okay me tie Mr. Ansa na before that no mako two teams in your camp mako asante ko to camp me no penny for no back pa kasa ama what kind of side of it actually I get to say game no kotokodobo because House of Folk camp I don't penny for ni bi pa kasa e anonzo YouTube mu say game no ebeba so na yes obia be wo one or two issues me but far from ansama minimum fojo no first of all any President Cup and Ebema House when you rest because league nan get started that
na obi kind of Justice Opoku 1 July sometimes ka any holiday bi mu new anti no one mo kind of yeah.
The whole thing is that league started over this weekend. What it mean is that weekend na Kotokone has Ebebono on the 4th no. Ghana ye league almost be postponed. Because we more Friday and Sankobo league match. And almost be postponed. And say has ebe here rest. And your President Cup no. Ana Emma has any rest. You ain't getting no street. Because has the weekend ya obo Legon cities. League I said that. 2 Tino, you had the parties involved, the stakeholders. You are talking about the first gentleman of the land, the president. And not just a mere cap in a President Cup. And a payment and some are working on. Ultimately control the schedules of the president. And most of the time, if we are creating more president, no president went to me and be an advice. By an 1% fairness, president no more. And to go cannot or no, the mother body of the clubs. Clubs in now Mokuba time and Gaka. Is a baby in Nagaka. I want that respect and that recognition now. Segaka so about competition now. Many sure say, it's a fire and pray you know in Abba. Because Gaka no clubs in now, and Gaka no welfare body. By any system, to do baby, and I was talking about the first gentleman of the land. It is if it is a president, say a competition, and get what's right, and a club will be ano, you can say bar, and how do you about bar and get this President Cup to honor the sitting president. I don't know my and fan say, and yet competition be ana President Cup there, as a clubs no, or we ain't say has no go every year.
Omun fans and your competition, omu respect competition, but and our cup
respect competition man can want him.
Omubu, but the issue is timing. Timing
no Kotokone has some boy 1 week need this week never.
Captain, I just Kotokone has say a quiet dantemo near Baucrano and my
son and Kebepeno. What I say? Kotokone has and so now one more benefit from the president. Africa, Omuna Koye, Yamamu did me, Kotoko, Omo management, no, they recognize that. Omo free say, when Ebe here, on my penny, not the president, a support to you. As so to put it brand, one more African, the president of the land supported them, 2 clubs, no. And I know say
George Kwame and Anya has going 1 billion. And
I make us say, so okay, SLM you say what? You do back one and you did the other one, no. Because na make because na kotoko benefit na if house in yabi your one it is house of folk and for so moko yeah but 1 million Ghana cedis what the buy is you 10 billion and the town the man house of folk omko ya de chin ya no ana you release check e de ma from the chief of staff and has ekoye oni bu abo and no President Cup 2 weeks interval me say me as far as me concerned and sister way clubs and also the those who are closer to the clubs our running clubs no the only thing is that we will have to let the supporters know the importance that is attached to this competition, which is what I say, which is that it's a cup I able to honor the president of the land.
Obi offer suggestion BCC Nipakolo say Argentina Gaka omo any university for no for more. That's suggestion you mutu. Yeah, discuss it.
For university for this.
University be a K university no me Lagos no me dey President Cup. And then you pom do munya Ghana for. Schools and colleges. Schools and colleges na be anya. So the fact of the matter is that
we normally say, not say we say something that legitimate. Say the 2 most glamorous clubs in Ghana here Kotokone has. In fact, in Ghana football, and Nema yes na kakra but in team is say. I mean, like 2 teams or more bobia. So na say a word that enthusiasm no. That is what Kotokone has.
Be able for
what I say I would do anybody for Kotokone has on. What are you talking about?
Yeah, can't a rubber.
Me see, I don't know what to me hear be that. And no, I don't see another rivalry. And also on the own pedigree. But Kotoko has you know a need to pay our Ghana. Even time teams just bring it up. Medium and Chelsea more no more league crown. Kotoko has. I don't know. As far as me are concerned, Gaka any control over the data of the payments and some kind. Because the presidency, calendar won't even predict it. And for that time, ministry, this time we bet me a ball. And I'm afraid clubs no. I'm not saying the clubs no money jail to say because 50,000 and 25% of the gate. But they feel say they have a child to keep. Because a do baby you lobbies are buying and supporting in clubs. You just say if you look at President Kappa, or the Baron and also Bagina Samba Kabusumo. It's a thing so much take it rational decision.
Okay.
I don't know. I am with that. The supporters, no. I was surprised, Senna Fojo. Or can say, Tam Ayibusano, Shaka said, Kobase, Tintin about Abiana, and it's not be a part. No, no, because of call. Education so call because what the car say, and it's a Munshia. And what you are now walker. So don't even preempt. What a sense is for the Obian support. What does it? I don't know. Me help you with the support clubs, no. 2 clubs, no stands. I might take it.
Okay.
Say I will be honor. And every nekoi, yan sama enko, whoever is the president, say my cowboy akaho, neither honor na. I said 2 clubs in the one because we need the 2 most glamorous clubs in Ghana here.
Kofi ene kakra cry na ene supporters in the so munti no. Umbenya be kakra.
Well, at best, so person would describe us Gaka almost share nessa game na person kosuna. Obe describe presidential cup as ceremonial game. Patriots say a ceremony ye celebrated the certain president. Inti ye boashen in munyam inti a ceremonial game. Ena omo person omo bob between House of Folk and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So at best, the discretion you give to that game is a ceremonial match. But House of Folk Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Say ceremonial matches be those one. Na a mass hard and that vibe in House Kotoko na bafom. House ne Kotoko in a season. Omo betimi abo more than 2 games. Say obi abo 1 home game. And omo mienu bebo 2 matches in a season. But omo betimi abo more than that. Depending on competitions omo be kwa shia. You get it? So in 2004, some about Confederation Cup final. Now a yes competition Confederation Cup final, it has brought them together once again. And it was a very big stage for House Kotoko. Normally, our supporters in some competitions, and your competition supporters are eager to win those trophies. And to say House and the Kotoko Africa no be share semi-final. It doesn't matter the 2 games of Mabo in the league. What I say? Omako share the Champions League semi-final. And I say Confederation Cup final. And I say MTN FA Cup final. To say the course was Tamale in 2017.
Yeah.
These are competitions the 2 supporters are eager to win. Ceremonial match for the president supporters are not eager to win. It's a ceremonial match. So when I hear the comparison say in Spain na yetiminya Barcelona and Real Madrid ebetime shebiwa na Champions League semi-final, a competition both supporters and both clubs are eager to win. The vibe out the boss final against Liverpool or Manchester United and they are eager to win. But this is a ceremonial game. It me why I say twaso dodo. Oh dear, Satama prepare for this particular game. Now, state ministers, parliamentarians, public figures, the high and low ranks personalities across this country. Sunday day. Just look at all facets of the economy of my baby. Everybody was so eager because a 1 home game for a class of folk against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And to the euphoria with which that game were at the banner, it shouldn't be a normal game. So right after this game, 2-3 weeks later, presidential cup ceremonial game.
another 3 weeks another game has of Kumasi Asante Kotoko so vibe on a platform but say a competitions ebia in CAF competition then GF in Ankasa calendar FA Cup Premier League say no more born along the way or be share for the third timer it is fine because our competition is well recognized by the supporters and the two clubs. Now let me do a bit of economic analysis here why supporters shouldn't blame Omo management management in the first place I do not even aside a normal president Rayama these two clubs in some few years back here and I said you me so offer Kumasi Asante Kotoko benya say 50,000 House of Folk benya 50,000
yeah
50,000 okay then 25% gate proceeds to each of the two teams and they are likely to get what then fund say 100,000 each. So offer 100,000 for House of Folk, offer 100,000 for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Two clubs and one and a sponsor. At the end of a month, more than 100,000 Ghana cedis. But what simple economic analysis here. House of Folk and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. One or what sponsor at the end of the month, no more than 100,000 Ghana cedis. It's manageable to them. It's manageable 100,000 for one game. Very rough for you. And 100,000 Ghana cedis for one game. But sponsors don't sponsor two clubs, you know. They go 30 days. They don't give them 100,000 Ghana cedis in 1 month. And to say remember one game, that's my 50,000 Ghana cedis. Me we have 25% of game proceeds. Me also jack home. Many roughly 100,000 Ghana cedis. In economic analysis, it makes sense for the two clubs, the management. It may I do not blame the management of Kotoko na Accra so say omoje 100,000 Ghana cedis for one game. But then me pa say say make say on the face of a normal course or side any other thing no. And no more betting I consider say let me manage and pick it. You see?
So guys organize Kotoko match Kotoko has match now for you know now organizer. They will never take 100,000 Ghana. They will take more than that.
That is fine. So they can take more, but this is on the we say no. We then I may no. We then may Isaac. I no. At worst case scenario, they should get this. God cannot take it.
That's an sports authority, you know.
And when everything is being catered for, God can factor in. When you take home, and on the basis of economic analysis, Obetina just says kind of for one game, 1 day, which all the sponsors of Kumasi be well recognized competitions, well competitive leagues, and then as we two teams in Kokushia, then clearly anti FA Cup and in 2017. What is so big as a has an Ekotoko home and away in league and it's a game name also.
Okay.
What is awesome no? What is awesome because the FA Cup in SF it's a competition the two teams, the two supporters in Indiana, and eager to win. And in my opinion, that is how I was at the end. Somebody there, you know, one of the university for students by there are some of the things we can consider. Your Milo games was say, your Bobby Accra, your baby, we can raise if we cry. So when do you do university? Me cry them give this Milo games and cry and was up the excitement. We can raise one team from Ashanti, raise another team, SS put them together. You found massive way, you found Okes for Nakaka. Yes, you are raising one team representing the SHS in Ashanti region. You are raising one team representing the SHS in Greater Accra. You are raising Ashanti for Ashanti region for Greater Accra for we are playing one game between the SHS. Oh, I don't know, Mama Mika say. Clementino. Let me get say. Me say. Opoku ara ha say. Prempeh College wa say Amas wa ha, Kas wa ha, High School wa ha, Kumaka wa ha, Okes wa ha. Ya Abidjan fi munyina.
Yeah, almost select one team.
Ya sample one team from Asante region. Senior high schools ya selected one competitive one.
Then can also
Accra Greater Accra so selected one competitive one. Yes, you could one game and I saw my opinion. Is it not fair enough? You go. It's not fair enough.
Tino. Adewe my transiting from Enrana, you know. Minya Kran Kamen Kabi. Minya Kamen Kabi. But Abba says a Kabi, Intima Kabi. Tino Unim. Material reasons behind President Cup na eba so 4th March no. Who say we hwe bibia e che se afeni start here no. It wasn't part of the plans of the president too. And I'm on say yebebo football match be on 4th March I dey ebe celebrate your president. It wasn't part of president in the plans too. And I dey minimum say Tino said ye ball league ye league table FX days for a league no. President so ne shadow ye na da ho. Enti that say president be kwa that so be fa that so be say enti the days are there. President aware and na onya aware kura eduru ho a na the chief of staff alert no omampanyini obekwa. Material reasons behind the match no. Dey bebo game on 4th March no. Sorry to say this. Ghana is a serious country. Yenye serious. How people want to take advantage of Kotokone has. They be able to organize match because I president now. I know so sad. Say omo ho the president in mo muska. These are clubs and Kajuma is a president here to create jobs no. Omo so be omo ye. Omo employ players omo chu omo. Eto omo ba waso omo acho na bo omo a na ye dey. Na ye dey. Na ye dey say yet wa na asore. Ye boli. Yet wa na asore na boli say president kwa ba no 6 match obo rotate no. It this year 6 match e go in Cape Coast. If you person man celebrate president on 6 match ada ne yankobo yanmodo asusu no vipers o Cape Coast.
Me reference edema bofone
so what did I mention say me who the idea behind the match na wan no. Now I didn't want to waste my time. Ya na ye bibia ye the politics. Na Kofi can say me about 100,000 Ghana cedis teams ni benya no wan. Has the ball Sunday game no. From the reports I'm getting, even though afeni so mu disk na koto bank akwa to mansano antano mababo ntia ba be declare it's over 600,000 Ghana cedis. Only reason why munya access ka no. Only reason why munya access ka no. Because tension na wo game ti no obi abeso ko match no. Let me tell you this. Especially to Asante Kotoko. Clementino on the 4th of March say ha Kotoko say Kim league game never born baba yaran Kotoko will lose. Omo nya sika. Omo ebe kan omo pa ya Asante Kotoko. Say ha Kotoko on the 4th of March na. League game number 1 baba yaran sports stadium no. Sika sem be affect Kotoko.
Match na mo tell those 4th March no. Coach below job can be on the line.
Oh, I know there.
What for?
So what did I mention say because Tino stage na say no. Based on the see we Accra Sunday no. Actually say baby aye just imagine say has started some more pick up getting results. Cause also say pick results they said the more pick up more results na. Tension na see was Sunday the and that you it yebetimi carry attention to the return leg ebeba so epo baba sports stadium. Then temu wana na yakofa match any of any importance. Importance I want there. What is the importance of the match? 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 Important there. Mami, it's of no importance. It's of now my example. Say na tie my example say who say be affect us. Say has I my example say has Bo Africa. Has are going to play on Friday and play their standing league game on Wednesday, which initially wasn't part of their plans. What's the air affect to them? No, because they already started. Yes, started league this weekend. President Sabia next weekend. Next weekend has mobile league. It's a mobile league. So what? It is a has ball league. So what? Has ball league. Has ball league on that weekend now. And the following weekend, and has ball league game. But this time around, say has no go Friday. Based on the agreement between GACA and FA, there will be an outstanding league game on Wednesday. Kahas Bebo 2 games, no. This time they are going to play within a week, no. They are going to play 3 games. What's the affect to Omo? I don't know affect to Omo. So what did I say? It means seriously, Clementino. Share, yen na ye pese. Ye sure man panyi bi oba betina so bi ani monyam. all over the world Clementino so uko Spain a Kings Cup Spain but they find a way because of your hine no you're born in the competition from say the be ya obi be benefit from the Kings Cup so what they mention say if you want to play President Cup it shouldn't be there be akotokone has ado mo nko na mampanyini na nado ana president otiso omo nko na mo mampanyini na nado ana president otiso Gaka star no de organize President Cup na twem eya cake eti obi nyam no kan kire mo say if your person class benefit and as a celebrity president it is a calendar Clementino na yet wa yes